Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, welcome. And welcome back, KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently up 2.80% to 23,284. Ethereum is up 7.65% to 1734. There's a few things that the mainstream media is not talking about, and I think that could be a bit of a problem when it comes to BORSOG trading. Remember, BORSOG trading is all about getting into the market synchronization pattern. As a former lecturer in first and second year statistics, I had my students analyze charts because it's really important to know how the media represents information, and it's not always accurate. We had some big data actually delivered in the US, non-farm employment change. They estimated 250,000. It came in at 528,000. So it actually beat the estimate, the forecast. The actual beat the forecast by a wide margin. Is this normal? Well, yeah, it is. Look at this. You can see all the times that the forecast has been beaten, and there are times when the forecast and the actual are very divergent as well. All I can say is, from a statistical perspective, the forecast and the actual don't bear out much resemblance to each other generally. Okay, but you say, Ken, what does that actually mean? It means that people are saying, wow, US employment report showed 528,000. Fantastic. The economy is improving. But you can see they can't forecast it correctly in the first place. Pretty much every single forecast has missed the actual by percentage margin, which is significant, not insignificant. What about the unemployment rate? That also came through in the last trading session. They were expecting 3.6%, but it came in at 3.5%. That's good when it comes to unemployment. The lower the unemployment, the better. But how's the forecasting ability here? Well, the previous month, pretty good. But what about the months before it? Well, pretty much missed, except for this time, just about every single time. Average hourly earnings also came out in the last trading session, and it came out at 0.5%. So it was stronger than the 0.3% that they were expecting. I don't know why they said 0.4%. That's not the statistics. It's really easy for journalists to get the wrong numbers, so that's why I always go to the source data, and I suggest you do too. Again, we see that these forecasts are never really spot on the actuals. We can get it from time to time, but it's like a broken watch being right twice a day. And by the way, that's not a digital watch. So you would rightly say at this time, Ken, so what? What does this mean? Okay, the employment is better, so yay, the economy is fantastic, and I'm going to buy. Yeah, the institutions are selling into that purchasing that's occurring right now, and you can see it. But the concept is, what this actually means, in a roundabout way, if employment is stronger, that means that the Fed's dual mandates of full employment and price stability, the full employment is being met. So price stability comes onto the table with a vengeance. And we've seen here that we had a potential probability, for example, yesterday, we talked about this yesterday, of 66% for a 50 basis point increase in the federal funds rate. Now that's dropped to 29.5%. Yesterday, 34% chance of a 75 basis point increase in the next meeting, and now it's 70.5. What do you think this will do to the economic system? I know we've talked a lot about it, and we do talk a lot about it in this community, but if you're just joining us, active learning is what we do here. We discuss things in the comments. It's kind of like a private group, but yet it's open to everyone. There's a couple of market structure things playing in at the moment as well. So we have to be really careful with what we do inside the crypto market. I'll actually cover all of those off, and I've been covering them off for about the past week because I want you to be prepared. When we do BORSOG trading, which is just basically short-term trading at the moment because the markets are so incredibly volatile, you can make so much money by doing BORSOG. And BORSOG trading is all about getting into the synchronization patterns of the market. Now let's look at what actually happened to Bitcoin. We saw, for example, this is the NASDAQ 100, the futures, that sort of grayish line behind, that was losing multiple levels of support and did a dip down. It's still under resistance, just bear that in mind. This is really important to keep in your mind. We can see that we pinned a new high and a new bottom at 38.38 of around 22,450 and a new high up around this, oh, my mouse is out of control, say 23,500. What we saw is price come down to 0.40 here, hit that support line at 22,810. We can also notice that we've entered weekend trading. So happy weekend, everyone, and have a great weekend, of course. And if you're new, it's a pleasure to be chatting with you. What we can see at the moment, we can see that Bitcoin is under pressure. It found a low, but we need to keep our eye on the NASDAQ. Why do we need to keep our eyes on the NASDAQ? Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. Masterclass students in LV19, I fully describe what's happening in here, but let's talk a little bit about it. The NASDAQ is coming up to a level of resistance. It's actually really close to it. What about the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell? Let's look at that. And now, why are we looking at the US market? Hey, this is crypto, because the US market, 60 cents out of every dollar, literally globally, goes into the US markets. We must pay attention. They move all markets. The US market will move your local stock market if you're not in the US. When we look at the NASDAQ 100, we can see it's coming up to a level of resistance and it's been rejected by it. What happens at levels of resistance? The buyers take profits and the sellers try to short. Where do the sellers want to short back to? A level of support where they can take profits. So these are take profit zones. What about the S&P 500? The resistance is up higher. We're nearly at a support level. But what about the Dow? The Dow has been really weak in comparison to the NASDAQ and especially the Russell 2000. You can see the Russell 2000 is very close to resistance as well. You can see the Dow has been weaker. It's actually being sold under. This is a level of resistance, not a level of support. What's happening in the markets if you're synchronizing in with them? We're seeing that Bitcoin is coming up to a level of inferred resistance, inferred market resistance because of the major indices. Does this mean that Bitcoin is going to plummet, that it won't just go up anymore? That's not the way markets work. We could have a breakout on Bitcoin, but the probabilities favor that the sellers will come in and sell the major indices down to support levels. This is how markets work. That's a very important rule. Rule 4, price moves in waves. It's always moving in a wave. Even if you see really good headlines like this, the economy took 2.5 years to recoup the 22 million jobs lost, you just know that all the markets are at or close to resistance. If they're at or close to resistance in terms of the major indices, the stocks that comprise those indices are also close to resistance. If we zoom out a bit, we've had a real monster run up to resistance. What could come next? Because we know that when the stock market hits a resistance level, and it's hit this one a few times, we could have a dip and a retest. We could have a dip and a retest. If we get over this resistance, it's fantastic, and that's what we want to see. But if we get a wave down to a support level coming up here, that's also really healthy. Stocks need to consolidate their gains. If they don't consolidate, they can't move up significantly. They'll just crumble. So this is why we need consolidation to occur. And consolidation in this sense is just coming back to a support level, retesting it and resuming back up to break this. It's really vital to get your bearings. As we come up to a resistance level, we expect to get rejected from that resistance level. But the stock market and crypto can do the unexpected. They could forge through this resistance, get across to the other side, consolidate, and keep on going. Or they could crumble down to a support level. We know that Bitcoin's gravity is impacted by these major indexes, so we have to pay attention to what happens in the US market, and if we don't, we're just going to lose money. What I teach inside the Crypto Trading KS Masterclass is how to mark up the charts, how to look at outside trends, come back into the crypto market and find the timing, to get your head right, to master emotional control before you pull the trigger. And I use just-in-time knowledge, a way of making everything simple, step by step, just walking up foundations, trend, timing, real wealth, and trigger into the living videos. Always go slow to go fast. It's much, much better to do it right the first time rather than do it over. And one of the best ways to get your mind into gear is with the CTKS creed. Let's go for it. As crypto technical analysts, we subscribe to the CTKS creed. That primes us for profitability in the crypto market. And this is simply just a list of things that we say to ourselves. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities and life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. Bitcoin and crypto, they're the most volatile asset classes on the planet. So we always have to have our ANF strategy. We have to say, what if this goes against us? Or what if it goes nowhere? Or what if it goes for us? You need answers to those three questions at all times. Don't wait till the pain is so great to make a decision. Make a decision when the pain is small. Looking to the longs and the shorts, we can see the shorts came into the market with abandon and then came out of the market just as quickly. We're seeing the shorts losing confidence to short the market at the moment. We can see the longs coming back into the market. So let's have a look at liquidations. And of course, masterclass students, you'll get my live chart here in lesson TG34. We can see in the past 24 hours that 176.29 million in liquidations occurred across 52,070 positions. In the past 24 hours, about 73% of total liquidations were short liquidations. Over the past 12 hours, about 63% were short. Over the past 4 hours, nearly 90% short. Ouch, poor old shorts. And the last hour, less, around 85%, just to make it easier. So we can see that the shorts have been severely whacked around. And what are we seeing? Those short liquidations are noticed or accompanied by, correlated with upward price momentum, because when shorts get squeezed out, they need to buy. And what we can see, the majority of liquidations yesterday were short liquidations. The day before, they were long liquidations. The shorts and the longs are always liquidating each other. There's a very big difference between smart money and retail money. Retail is driven by emotion. Smart money is driven by probability. Very, very different ways to think. And there's so many ways that I discuss that inside the masterclass. When we see global crypto market cap, it increased 3.82% to 1.10 trillion. Well done, crypto. Looking at the greatest gainers in the top 100, Decred out in front. Whoa, go Decred, up 90.82%. Welcome to crypto. This is what crypto does. Hot, nearly 20% up. Near, nearly 16% up. Theta, a little over 13% up. Yearn Finance, about 12% up. And Raven Coin, a little over 11% up. Looking towards the greatest losers in the past 24 hours, Chili's leading the back of the pack, but only down 1.24%. Pax Gold, Pax G, down around 1%. And then we get into stable coins, basically. Please let me know, I've discussed this a lot. What do stable coins being amongst the top losers mean? Does it mean the market is really, really healthy? Or does it mean something else? When we look at market psychology, what you can see are retail investors and traders on the floor. And what happens when price goes up and up and up? Of course, they're really happy. They're thrilled. But what happens when price comes down? They're going to run. They're going to run really, really fast. But notice, keep your eye on price. What's price doing as they run off the floor? Hang on a second, it's going up. They're obviously not pushing it up. That's smart money. Smart money is always getting on the right side of the percentage and exiting when they feel they're getting close to the wrong side of the percentage. When it comes back up, what happens? Of course, goes down again. This is price moving in a wave. This is what you need to be aware of. I would suggest we're just about here, not there, just about here. Everybody is thrilled. Everybody's so happy. The markets are going for it. Fantastic. And we're at global resistance. Please bear in mind, it takes a little bit of time for things to play out, but I'm taking things rather cautiously at the moment because when you're at resistance, is it a good idea to buy at resistance? Please let me know in the comments. Would you say buying at resistance is a great thing? Why or why not? It's a really good point to discuss. What I would suggest you do is just keep on marking up your charts with the CTKS method. When we're above resistance, that's a pretty good sign that we're going up, at least to a level of further resistance. And we can see we've crossed over resistance here with Bitcoin. We can see this cross of resistance here, Binance Coin going for it. We can see a cross of resistance with ADA going for it. We can see a cross of resistance with Doge is going for it. But just bear in mind, the global markets are heading towards resistance. Heading towards is the key word. So just keep that in mind. You can see Ethereum has overcome this resistance, it's going up. XRP overcome resistance, going up as well. Solana overcome resistance, going up. And DOT also overcome resistance and going up. The next resistance level, for example for DOT, is 918. What about for Doge? When we're looking at a very close resistance level, 72.84, and a higher one at 75.52. What about now for ADA? Around 53.76. And look, when you see Binance Coin is just romping away. This means that we would have to scale out to find different resistance levels. We can't find one immediately like this local resistance here and here that we found in DOT. And when we look at Sol, you're looking at about a resistance level playing in at 44.71. That's a local short-term resistance level. And what you want to do is to actually see how these cryptos play out. Just remember, we're in the weekend. So in that sense, retail fever could be a pretty high pitch and it could actually push these projects up. But come Monday, when the US markets open, you could be in for a bit of a reversal. Just keep your mind on these things. We know the S&P 500 is some degree away from resistance. The S&P 500 is about 5.31% away from its resistance. You can see the Nasdaq under 2% away. The Dow Jones 1.2% away from its immediate resistance. And when you look at the Russell 2000, just 0.4% away. So just keep in mind these particular statistics. It's important to contextualize. This is exactly why we look at outside trends inside the masterclass, to give you a deeper context on what is going on. I want to mainly focus on the top 8 today. You can see, for example, if we zoom out to the 4-hour look, with Bitcoin is quite a way below this resistance level of 30,130. But look at Binance Coin. It's literally trading at above 30,000 if it was Bitcoin. That's an important thing to consider, because when we look at Bitcoin's gravitational pull, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. But you can see that Binance Coin is getting away from Bitcoin in terms of the gravitational pull. And what you'll notice, because we had a big leg down, a large degree of consolidation, another big leg down, there's not much to stop price from, for example, with Ethereum, when it gets above 2100, going to around 3000 could be very, very interesting. I believe very strongly that crypto has incredible potential this year to go up, but we must pay attention to what the charts are telling us. If that thesis gets thrown out the window, we just throw it out the window. The support and resistance lines will tell us everything, and the CTKS method is the best method to draw your support and resistance lines. As a community, we focus on positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations. We had a really good discussion about anger and meaning, outer peace, so many fantastic things. I just want to reach out and to say to everyone in our global family, you're just awesome people. Such insightful things shared. It can be life-changing for people to read that information. Thank you, everyone. And of course, when we focus on positive excellence, we're just putting money where it belongs, in the back pocket, literally. We don't make it the thing that leads us. Money comes because you're actually providing value or you're applying knowledge. You can't make money the focus because money's never the focus. It's an output, not an input. We have so many people from all around the world that I thought it could be a good idea to define what anger means, according to what other people talk about. Anger, a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Anger, not so good. What does it come from? Where does it come from? It comes from grief and vex. To vex someone means that you actually really upset them. So griefful, upset. What are the common roots of anger? They include fear, pain, and frustration. What are the three characteristics of anger? Feeling of stress, frustration, and irritation. Isn't irritation a stress and frustration a stress? Yeah, it's just feeling stress. So how does an angry person act? Well, they yell and argue, curse, use swear words. Naughty people. Sarcasm. Oh, being sarcastic. But it can get physical as well. Clench fist, throwing things on the floor, breaking a pencil or hitting a wall. I think this is for school kids. And a really good point here, sometimes anger is not expressed externally, but remains as internal rumination. What the heck is rumination? Rumination is constant and repetitive thoughts about something, typically a problem or situation. What have we found out about anger? Do you think anger is good for you? Well, not according to this. No way. It just creates stress. It puts you out of control. After all, you're in grief and you're upset about it. That's anger. The way to live a really good life is to have inner peace and outer peace. Inner and outer peace are all about internal control and external control, but maybe in a way that's not obvious at the start. Internal control is controlling yourself. External control is controlling your reactions to other people. It's not about controlling others. People do what people do. Hey, they're people. Let them be. They can do whatever they want. Just know what you're going to do. And that's where strength and boundaries, courage and honor come into our positive excellence framework. There's so many brilliant comments. Badger said, conflict breeds more conflict and peace breeds more peace. We have to choose between the two. When it comes to the markets, please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. BTKY, be kind to yourself. BTKO, be kind to others. Really, really important. There's so many fantastic comments. I wish I had the time to read them all out. John, thank you, my friend. Comments about outer peace and how to get it. Start with having inner peace. How do you get inner peace? Through gratitude. If you are in conflict, life will not promote you. Success will not be achieved. This is actually really important. Conflict is a big problem in life. When people get into conflict, they move away from each other. If you think about conflict in any area of any person's life, it actually demotes that particular person until anger is controlled, conflict is controlled. Without controlling it yourself, you'll never actually have that beautiful sense of what life is all about. And life is there for everyone to enjoy. Conflict just takes all the beautiful things of life and throws it in the trash. And if you have conflict with yourself when you're investing and trading, you'll throw your money in the trash as well. That's why I create that kind of association between it. It's so important to understand it. And because I've been in financial markets for more than 3 decades, of course I went through that process, as we all do, of getting angry. Oh, why didn't I sell higher? I could have sold higher. Why did I sell so soon? All of those things will go through your mind. Just ditch them, throw them in the trash. It's Grand Central Station. Another train of opportunity will be along shortly. Just move to another platform. And thank you to Jade. Jade said, outer peace is harmonizing with the world external to oneself. It starts with inner peace, which is focused on bringing peace to yourself through forgiveness of self and balance. We all mess up in life. That's what life is all about. We're always learning. When you learn, you either win or you learn. You never lose. You're never a failure in anything if you learn. And the wisest people on the planet are the ones that have continuously learned the lessons along the way. Life is and always will be full of problems. You'll get resistance, diversions, setbacks, and then you'll get and find your own support, which will promote you and set you up for the next life rally. And then you'll get resistance and diversions and setbacks, always to your advantage. Life happens for you, not to you. Please let me know in the comments, what is your method to get through problems? When you have a problem, of course, it's like the sun dims out, and that's why we say the sun will come out again, because these can be very, very dark times. When we're in a life rally, wow, we're having a ball, that's fun. But how you deal with the problems will make the difference in your entire life and the happiness you feel. If you're dealing with problems through anger, that means you're stressing yourself out, and you're also stressing out people around you. Anger is literally a loss of control. You want to be in control. How do you get in control? The first thing you know is that it's not about controlling others. Other people are independent of ourselves. We can't control other people, but we can set boundaries on what we find as acceptable. And when people cross those boundaries, we just take action. Simple like that. It's just exactly the same as your BORSOG ANF. When things go against you, have a strategy. When things are going nowhere, have a strategy. And when things are going for you, have a strategy. You can see ANF applies in so many things, not just trading and investing. Please let me know, how do you deal with setbacks, diversions, resistance, problems? It's really good to share these things. We've just got an incredible global community, a global family, and we all hang together and support each other. With this full market context, I hope you look at the markets with a bit of insight, because it's important. You remember when we were back in April, just say the second week of April, the 14th of April, we could see the price was coming up, and it did cross across, and it blew up. Then it came down, tried to gather momentum to cross this resistance level here, but failed. And we can see there was a lot of negative air in this area. Don't forget that things can take time to play out. What would you do if you could go back in time and basically say sell around here or sell around here and just collect your cash to buy the next confirmed dip? Not the dip, confirmed dip. There's a very big difference. This is a dip, this is a dip, this is another dip, this is a dip, 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 dip. This is a confirmed dip. That's a confirmed dip. You don't always have to pin the bottom. Trying to buy at the bottom is not what we do when price is very, very negative like this. And of course, this is 2021. What would you have done differently? Please let me know in the comments. What about when you saw this support line getting broken? Would you just say, oh, I'm going to buy the dip? Or maybe I might just sit out for a little while and just wait for things to tell me what they're doing. And of course, that would mean that you would need to have patience. Please let me know in the comments. And what about right now? Are we at a specific level, where we could say, we're going to go all in and more? Of course, never go all in and more. That's zone 1 behavior. We simply don't do that. That's the panic zone, the fear zone, zone 1 and zone 2. Going all in is definitely a problem. But just remember, you can scale out and just wait for things to confirm whatever direction they're going in. You don't have to always have diamond hands. Zone 1 and Zone 2 teach that, but you can also have a diamond mind and a diamond heart. That's what it's all about, really, just going through all 4 stages. So what we always think about is the ANF. So what happens if it goes up and up and up? Take advantage of it. What happens if it goes down and down and down? Take advantage of it. Be prepared for it. Be prepared even if it just goes flat, goes sideways, consolidates. You must have your 3 strategies in play. Please don't just have one. That's what retail does. You're not retail, you're smart money. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. Please consider sharing and liking this video and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family, and thank you very much for tuning in. I loved sharing this time together. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and please note, I don't have WhatsApp and I don't have Telegram, so if somebody pretends to be me and reaches out to you from those platforms, they are scammers. And thank you also to the CTKS ambassadors for mentoring masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. Just to let you know, I've left helpful links in the description of this video, including the partial scholarship to the CTKS Masterclass. If you're interested, please find the application link in the description. And if you can't wait and just want to get into the Masterclass now, please use the links in the description of this video to find an ambassador and to get 80% off. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now and have a great weekend.